systems, subsystems, and upgrading of these. What am I thinking about it and how do I stand by it? I'm Ars Drake and this is my channel. I was asked to write a video on this topic and here we are. Since the whole concept is not yet in the game, I'll summarize briefly as I understand the concept and what I expect at the end. For this, I talk about the concept as I have understood it so far, what it means for us players from my point of view, what it means for the game of players together, and meta builds and why I do not see any. It could be an interesting point for some people. And what it could mean for the final where I could think that's going in the right direction. It is a slight longer video and I hope you look it at the completely. If I miss or forget points, please write it uh, down in the comments. Let's get to the concept points. You buy a ship with a certain basic set of systems and that have a certain standard version of some subsystem. This defines the basic performance and the maintenance costs of the ship, as we know. We have rudimentary and will get even more accurate options to exchange entire systems with the subsystems to change the performance and the quality of the components. Systems arrange themselves, let's say, since it's not yet clear, in a range of A to D grades, where D represents the lowest performance, quality level, and most favorable, where A is the best and the most expensive. There's also a civil or military components. In addition, according to the same criteria of systems, we want to be able to exchange subsystems and thereby influence the performance and costs within a system. Okay, that's the basic concept, how it until now understand. Let's come to us players. We have the options to upgrade a ship according to our wishes. For example, better shields, engine, cooling, and generators to stay with the base components. What do we get? More power and a better performance for the best A-grade components. That's how you would think. I too, is the first sign. Let's take a grade A engine. We will not have one to choose from, probably more, as we have seen in the original 300 series. For example, we take a balanced where heat, power, energy, and weight is balanced, and now we take a powerful counterpart for races, as we get a high acceleration and speed, for more heat, higher energy requirements, and more weight. What we will get? Positive effect, high acceleration, high final speed, a grade more efficient than D grade components for energy, warmth, and weight. Evident negative effects. Needs suitable cooling, needs suitable generator for the energy needs. What will not see immediately as a negative effect, increasing power changes turning radius and extends the directional drift. Increased weight changes the turning radius again and lengthens the direction of the drift, because the game relies on physical size rather than scripts. Running costs are higher because A-grade component. Higher energy signature, making it easier to detect. People who are watched a little bit in the energy management saw under the stealth options that we can regulate the energy signature to a limit down, but we must always think how much energy we will need to perform at the point that we will get detected. We are limited by the size of the ship and the number of the system slots available, as well as the size small, medium, large, and extra large components. Further, tuning of the systems we can only get through the subsystem. For that, let me take the example of the Pillar Talk video from Cloud Imperium, where they talked about the subsystem within the shield generators. We have a shield generator with high shield power, but a slower rate of shield charging, or a high load rate shield generator, but with a lower shield power. Now let's just take an example of the generator with the more shield power. Here we would have the option to take out a shield performance subsystem and installing a subsystem for better charging performance. This allows us to improve and customize our ships. Now, before someone panics that high-end gamer are invulnerable for beginners, we can increase the performance of the ship, but not beyond the point where a tuned ship cannot be beaten for a standard ship, such as Elite Dangerous, where you can tune an Eagle, a small ship, against a just bought Anaconda, a big ship, and dismantle it in seconds, while the other way around, the Anaconda can shoot at the Eagle for minutes and will not get the shields down because the charge rate is too high. We are committed to the performance of the components, and Star Citizen remains game-oriented through the physical programming and does not go in the direction of MMO upgear systems. I hope it stays like this. How does this affect the together game experience for players? Good one-man hunter and everything in this category. I hope I have not to explain why this area does not care for playing together. For a larger vessel, where say handling a flight is a challenge, especially in combat, you certainly want someone on the console who manages the systems, and so that you have the time to focus on playing. Respectively, if a system fails, you can went into the ship, if the system is internally installed, run and repair it while the other flies. Now comes to the point where we will be able to hire NPC chars later, that they take care of it for us. Yes, these NPCs will take care to a certain point, but power management can be better negotiated with a real person, while you're just managing an NPC. For repairs, the NPC decides the priority, which is not always in our interest. Let's just say quantum drive and shields are down, because I want to tell someone what has to be done first and not enter via keyboard, while I have to avoid rockets and shellings. A real person is a better option for me. The bigger the ship gets, the more important gets the technique, especially during the flight. As a result, I think we avoid the taxi feeling that long time you have nothing to do on long trips. Now we come to the point of the metabuilds. Of course, videos and websites comes with the title Best Build, and that's why my request forgot this thought. MMOs, RPGs and other games that have a gear and a skill system work with levels. The Citizen, which wants to stay in the simulation category, will only freak you out. Obtaining information about the ship, system and subsystem is clear the right way. But copying a maximized build for your ship will not work on a skill-based game. For a simple reason, everyone is flying differently. You quickly realize that you have preferences in flying, and that makes it easier for you to act. If you are looking for the best build that does not serve your preferences, you will unnecessarily pump credits into the ship, fight permanently with the ship in the flight, get caught, the enemy get you caught, and probably frustrated you will never touch the game again. So get some tips and tune the ships to suit you. Because your skill counts, and there's no best build that makes you a super gamer without the knowing of your preferences in the flight. Now, as far as the endgame is concerned, know that there will be a reputation system. The system will define, as it currently stands, access to the mission, availability of systems and subsystems, as well as weapon and equipment. If you seek better grades of components. So it influences our income and the maintenance of the ship as well as the equipment. But this also implies a regulation between beginners and advanced players. Because it will not be enough to grind cheap missions for the beginners to cover your own costs, while beginners are dependent on the simple mission available to them to capitalize on, so that they can eventually play with the top. I hope that it develops in this direction. Further, I think this is enough, since now quite a lot of speculation resonates in you. If you like, subscribe me, give me a thumb up, and click on the bell to keep up to date. Until the next time, RS Drake.